Hmm.
Okay, so this is gonna be a talk about the various NPCs and what they've done in this chapter and what their plans for the downtime might be, given that they will be trying to, in theory, do things in the downtime as well. And part of this is going to be assigning experience to some of the NPCs that have done things that are actually worthy of experience. I'm going to drag the Discord order for a second. As you can see, a bunch of the people, some of them players, some of them viewers, have, popped in to help with the discussion. And yeah, we're probably going to be holding these after every arc wraps up to advanced NPCs so they grow alongside the elders and eventually become more of a threat to them. So let me just set a timer because I probably don't want to make this all one big chunk. So let's just split it into, say, hour or so chunks as per usual. So, gents, which group should we start with?
Let's start from the top. Let's go with retainers, if you want.
Retainers. Ah, Neil. Who was Neil? Neil is Epic's new retainer, and Neil matters very little because Neil hasn't done anything yet.
I
So
haven't even met him.
yeah, same for Stephanie. They are newly baked Malk recruits, but we do have Donald and William here, who are two of Bacon's ghouls, who have in fact done things.
They're mostly bodyguards, right?
They are, but they have some interesting abilities. Donald, for example, does have Mythoseria 1.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
That's spicy.
Yeah,
That's really
Bacon
spicy.
got that as his rare pick, namely Mythoseria, and he did teach the ghouls, or one of the ghouls, a level of it.
To detect lies.
Yep. And then we have William Watson. I think both of them have been involved in some pretty heavy shit. And XP we're gonna assign in steps of about 5 XP. And we're gonna try and aim to give people who are less ridden by stasis, have spent less time as vampires, more, because they are better able to learn. Try and, balance it.
Question: do the ghouls gain 1 willpower each day since they're alive, or not?
Yeah, I guess, why not? Sure.
Since then they would have full willpower, wouldn't they?
They would. That's not that important, but, well, since this sets a precedent, they would be gaining willpower at about the rate of neonate vampires. Given that one of them fought off like 2 werewolves almost single-handedly because the Kiesi there just soaked a bunch of blows by trying to dodge and other bullshit. I feel like he should get more or less about as much as we're gonna give anyone.
Yeah.
And Donald has been around a lot of stuff, so personally I'm leaning towards, say, 10 for Donald and 15 or 20 to William.
Sure.
Yeah, if they did such great feats, I have no issue with it.
Yeah.
So then we have a question of where that would actually go, and William should take up his experience.
Well, my proposition is, since they are both bodyguards, I'm not sure exactly how good their combat capability is, but it could be higher, especially, for example, William, who fought off werewolves and might have a need to improve even more just because he's seen some shit.
To be fair, for the werewolf part, I would say he might wanted to invest a bit on his survival. Just in case he needs to run away from one.
Another point could be that since the others have been along for a while, that they might even gain maybe courage or willpower, actually. It's become much more of a, survivalist, and more like they've been around.
That's for
Yeah.
William. Like
That
he should
is,
get some courage or
I think
willpower.
I'm. I think I like that. Upping William's courage and or willpower makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah.
Combat-wise, he's already sitting at 9 dice for Dex Firearms. He is an
Yeah.
excellent
Oh, yeah.
shot.
Oh yeah.
I am all up for the courage and willpower. Would he do anything else though?
Well, it's not his choice. It's more a question of what he's learned.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
What about perception? How perceptive is he? Maybe
I-
because he's being in danger all the time, so he has to be more cautious and on guard.
I think he's a lot. He's perceptive as fuck, I believe.
Question: would he be willing to like try and practice more melee skills now, since he have fought werewolves hand to hand and seen that, you might want to also have a knife with you?
He does not want to have a knife with
No.
him in that situation. He's very happy that he had a gun loaded with silver. He's trusting.
I mean, a silver knife because there are too many werewolves.
No,
It might want a
no,
silver sword.
no.
Kind of.
Just like
No.
the God, no.
I mean, just have the stamina and say he's walking around with silver armor.
Or how about this? Some celerity. I don't know if Bacon has.
No,
some,
no,
or
it
does
uses
he
a
have-
blood, then it will need to get in from his dormitory, and it's just a mess. No.
Well, yeah, as far as disciplines go, Bacon would have to give them to them. And here's the thing. We're talking about purely what they've learned through the Chronicle. What they learned, or through play, right? What they will...
Yeah.
Essentially, if they pick up more skills during downtime, or if they get more passive skills or passive XP to spend for just time spent passively, that's going to be a separate thing.
Yeah. I believe through the Chronicle, if he fought out werewolves, the courage and willpower, and possibly survival or animal can. In order to be able
Survival
to-
or animal can... Dude, there's no way a mortal is gonna beat a Wendigo or Uktena werewolf in the wild on tracking. You're a dead man at that point.
While he can't beat, I have to agree with Steele on the sense that having some wouldn't be bad. It does offer a higher chance of surviving, even though
Yeah.
it's almost impossible.
I'm not saying it is a saving grace. I'm saying he might have done it in order to be better against them, even by beat.
Maybe if Bacon was for it with downtime over time XP, but I don't think for this. It hasn't really done anything that would help him raise it.
Yeah, and look at him. He fought fucking werewolves. He doesn't want to go to the woods now.
That is true. That is true. You're not fucking wrong.
Some more wits because he survived fighting with werewolves.
What about more potent? Since he has seen more supernatural creatures become more stronger, he might need to up his discipline a bit.
He could. It would cost him like 15 XP to raise an in-clan discipline, or like 25 to raise an out-of-clan. So I don't think he could even raise potency. He could get Dominate too with as much XP as he has. Which he doesn't really have the stats for anyway.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Would you want more perception since Bacon's been through a lot of shit with him?
Perception or wit?
Perception, alertness, wits, any of those
I
really.
think
Yeah.
I'm gonna up perception and wits here because they make sense. I don't think the facing werewolf, well, it could lead to greater courage. Given how they turned him and his charge to salad, more or less, I'm not sure that card particularly gives you a great deal of confidence.
Yeah.
Willpower, maybe.
Yeah, willpower would be the only thing.
Yeah.
that is.
But
So that leaves us with 4 more experience. I'm leaning towards putting one into politics, because
Yeah.
they both have seen a lot of stuff. He has a dot of politics. I'm talking about giving him a second dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fair.
save 2 for a rainy day, I guess.
Mhm.
If he doesn't have anything else, then yeah.
Either that or
Yeah.
level up stamina.
I mean, he has average stamina. He doesn't necessarily charge in, he just stands there and picks fuckers off.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Donald, who has a strength of 5, plus potence, and a fuck ton of melee, who does charge in and fuck bitches up.
I think we can see who the courage goes to.
Yeah.
um.
Again, hard to justify courage because immediately going to that moment where, oh yeah, random hobo arrives, goes troll, and you just flee the blind panic.
Yeah. No.
To be fair, that was a power, but yeah, I can understand what
Yeah.
you're saying.
How about some potence as he charges in and beats shit up?
I mean, he's already superhuman hitting.
Well, he
Like-
is sitting at 10 XP, so he can't afford potence as a ghoul.
What about intimidation? Because you probably use strength intimidation, be that one fucking bodyguard that you don't mess with anyhow.
Oh no, that's already William.
Ah,
uh,
Hmm.
mm.
You know what? He is sitting at 3 alertness. I think given everything that's happened, it's justifiable for him to go up to 4.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Should he get a specialty for it?
NPCs don't get specialties because I would go
Yeah.
mad.
Fair
No.
enough.
And you know what? Yeah, he too gets a dot of politics because the ghouls are like, what the fuck, and Andy's probably still closer to them than to Bacon, so he actually, stupidly enough, talks to the fucking ghouls.
So that should leave him with what, 2 XP?
Yeah.
Uh,
We
Yeah.
can, we
What's
can-
his drive at? I know that he's like Bacon's specialized driver almost.
He's at 3, and he has... Actually, no. I'm looking at William. William's at that 3. Yeah, he is at 2. He's the dude who essentially stands in front of the door, doesn't intimidate. He's a wall with an axe.
Bumped
yeah.
into a wall.
His
Hello, sir.
drive is also his drive is 1, not 2.
And he's also the one that has Mythos area.
Yeah.
Now, before you go in, you don't intend any harm to my master, do you? No, not axe.
I love that. I love that fucking shit.
So, his
strength-
base, just for reference, with an axe, he would roll 7 dice to hit, and his base damage would be 9.
Why not just split and just axe?
So that would be 10 lethal with that roll. And you're lucky he doesn't have a strength specialty.
Yeah.
Good dice!
So, you are telling me that I have to invent that axe.
Ah.
I mean,
Actually, no,
God.
it would probably be 12 dice, because he probably doesn't have a fireman's axe. He has a proper medieval battle axe. Bacon would have provided.
Would it be coded in silver though?
No, probably not.
You could probably get a goal for that, making silver weapons.
There's a independent vampire who's good at making stuff of that kind.
Mhm.
Special requests, etc.
Oh, yeah.
So does what's it fucking name Donald? Does he have anything that the 2 XP can go in, or should he save it as well, like William?
I'm thinking save. I mean, he has
Yeah.
some things like drive, etc., but
But he's
nothing.
not supposed to drive.
I'm Bacon calling him always to drive. That's what I know.
So, this brings us to the fun retainer.
Andy.
Oh, God, Andy.
God bless Andy.
I'm thinking
God
20
bless him.
20
XP.
XP. 20 after what he passed.
So,
Prince for a day.
well, if Bacon has his way, he's gonna be a prince forever. And at one point, Bacon's like, "Oh, hey, my loyal blood-bound child. Are you here for what are all these I have decided to rearrange our arrangement.
I find it very suspicious that you said that in a Maxim accent.
Okay.
This is great.
So, with 20 XP, given that he has been trying to use disciplines a lot more, and that dominate was a thing,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it might make sense to just up dominate to 3 with him.
What's his presence at as well?
It's a 2. He upped it to 2 with the bonus XP he got in session for being awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so either dominate or presence, but knowing.
No,
Bacon,
I
not
say
would
dominate up
better.
to 3.
Yeah, dominate.
Dominate up to
I
3.
think he might need Fortitude too, because he has been assaulted twice, one by the Toreador Primogen, another by Archie.
Yeah.
It makes some sense. Well, dominate 2 definitely makes sense, and fortitude might make sense. So let's put it at dominate 2 for now. And think about what else he would like to get, because I think he's earned politics 3 with his crash course.
Yeah.
Daddy taught me something too. Kick. Looks at Bacon.
So that leaves him with how much XP? 6?
11. I didn't up fortitude yet. So I think as useful as dominate 3 would be, he has been assaulted twice, so and since it's partially instinctive, I would say he would get that.
Yeah.
Fucking prince to be. And honestly, I think that at this point, we up intimidation to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs it.
Would you also give NPCs flaws as well?
Yes, they do have some. Andy has permanent fangs and bound because he's Bacon's bitch.
Oh god, I was going to suggest Clan Entity Toreador since he pissed him off.
Nah, it takes a lot more than that.
Yeah, it takes a lot more.
It depends. If this becomes a pattern, that would count as a -1 for relations with Toreador. Overreacts when dealing with our kind.
Yeah, like sending into werewolves. Yeah.
What's Andy's subterfuge, leadership, and etc.? Like those.
2s and 3s mostly. He knows how to talk with people, and he is generally likable.
Yeah.
Generally.
Doesn't really have weapon skills, but
I mean, he's not supposed to.
he doesn't have enough XP left to up those. He's sitting at 2, so I think we save these at this point.
Yeah,
Save it.
As far as retainer downtime actions go, it's generally gonna be strongly tied to stuff, and since Andy expects that... Oh my fucking god, I know what Andy would try to do. It doesn't matter what Bacon tells him, because Bacon already told him he has been ready for a long time.
Yes.
Is he gonna proclaim fascism?
He's gonna... I think he would try to ally with the Nosferatu, because the Nosferatu supported him against the Toreador. He's gonna make them a pillar of his regime.
Oh god!
Yes.
Yes. That's what you get when you try to be nice with your kids.
That's why you need to beat them twice a day.
Andy, let's make a note. Andy will try to ally with the Nosferatu.
At least you'll get some blood points with the Nosferatu.
Not sure how he feels about Vivian. Vivian clearly has her own agenda. Depending on how that goes about trying to take over, cautious respect currently. After that, rabid hatred probably.
In character and out of character, I really don't know how to look at Andy. First thing, he's like, okay, yeah, he's much better of a prince than Bacon. Then goes like, fuck you, get out of here, frenzy, Toreador. And then he supports me against, my fucking discrimination. It's like, do I like you or do I not like you? God damn it.
Exactly. It's working. The plan is working.
He's doing the dignified Ventru thing. He's trying to lead.
I do big hand you slowly.
Uh,
God fucking damn it.
this
Okay.
this is perfect. This is fucking perfect.
What
This is
else would he
beautiful.
plan to do?
Um,
Byron ripped into Vivian, and they've kept him there. I don't think he gives a fuck. Well, how does he feel about Maxim?
I mean,
I'm
has
sure they
Max-
had a relationship between them. I don't think they really met each other properly.
That's
if
true.
I remember right, he only saw him at the Elysium when he was doing to try and take over Halfdan, I believe.
Yeah, they haven't had much between
that's
each
the
other.
thing. He doesn't know Maxim that well. If he did, he might support Demi as a primogen at least. Just
Yeah,
to
like-
keep Maxim out of power.
Yeah, like Andy has no clue about Maxim, so I cannot see anything to do
Well,
with him.
information does eventually spread, but this was an establishing chapter, so NPCs don't really have that many contacts.
Yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I say for now, nothing, but
Well, we can circle back to it once we deal with some of the others. We'll just work through these and see how it would.
We're in the Independence now, right?
That's craft. You can ask out loud, and that is not occult.
that's politics.
Yeah, that is politics. So Andy would definitely know, and it was pretty obvious.
Okay.
Now here's the fun part. You who are here will get to see some of the other supernaturals in here and discuss their experience gains.
Oh
Huh.
boy.
Just tell me when to leave then, because this is going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a party.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like 5 unseelie fucking assholes here who are just sitting there like, vampires in our domain. When do we strike? Okay, so who's next? The Independents. Oh boy!
Who the fuck is Mitchell Warner? I have no idea.
He is the La Sombra anti-tribute who was like, yes, my prince, my clan will support you, and you shall in turn support us. The anti-tribute cause will grow strong. What do you mean you lost the princedom we talked yesterday?
Oh god, yeah! And you were trying to suggest he'll be introduced as a venture as well.
Oh,
Poor son.
Would he stay though after this turn of events?
it depends. He might.
He won't trust any fucker. Let's just say that.
How would an interaction between him and Andy go?
Well, they met in passing, I think, but okay, first of all,
but-
experience. He's had one meaningful interaction, and he's probably gonna find out some things, but generally speaking,
Not much. 5 experience, maybe?
I'm thinking 5. He is older,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
so I'm thinking 5.
Yeah.
He's an Ancilla. Now, he can't get any disciplines with that. But given that he was... I think, again, I have to make an argument for politics, because he's gonna learn in a hurry about how shit works in this town.
Especially with elders being madmen, left, right, and center.
I blame Jack Clore.
I blame one of you for that shit.
I blame all of them.
Still, in this city, you'll learn that being mad is just standard procedure.
I blame the Camarilla.
So many
Okay.
knocks in the city.
As far as allying with anyone, I think he would still try to follow the original plan and get in with the Ventru. Because unless the prince gets, or the ex-prince gets utterly fucked and fucks off, as the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
the prince is probably gonna end up as Primogen and he can still be introduced as Ventru.
My only question would be if, the interaction with Ventru, yeah, but another fact to be made is that the Independents are technically have their own place, I feel like he would have some interaction at least with other independents and possibly, actually sort of get close to one of them at least.
Well, that's like their guaranteed hunting spot. There's nothing preventing them necessarily from hunting in unclaimed spots because nobody's made any serious examples about that being a no-no. You haven't put the hunting rights on lockdown yet. Hell, there's friendly, quote-unquote, gangrel violating your domain by feeding there already, probably.
But no, I'm just mostly saying that since he's an independent and there are other independents, I feel like he might be able to find an ally there of some source of use. Just somebody who can
Goes to
work
meet
with.
Thorbrand.
No.
No.
I think
please.
he's not crazy enough to do that.
There's no Thorbrand yet.
I mean, I'm not sure how much of a curmudgeon he is or how much of a conniver he is, but somebody maybe with I'm just feeling like either Charlie or Jimmy Stewart, like one of those he might go well with.
He might. What did I give him for nature?
I mean, does he want? How would he introduce himself?
Oh, right, he has grand plans. No, he's not gonna associate with people on the outside. I think his next target is Vivian, actually, then. He would want to establish a relationship with her, because she's apparently pulling a lot of strings in the other side of the, in the other power block.
Yeah. She's a mover and a shaker. He would probably want to...
Wants to establish relationship with Wentru and Vivian. Those are both equal in value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are they?
At the start, Venture was above. Been going down.
From the start, Vivian is the more important. Really, let us not shoot ourselves.
Nah, she's become more important in the
Yeah.
NPC's eyes. Those who know what to pay attention to. And yeah, he does have politics, so... Right, next up is Storbrand.
I'm really debating that. He's old, so I'm not sure if he would get any XP, but there could also be an obligatory 5 XP just to say that he was there or something.
I mean, he
No,
would probably
he-
get at least 2.
He got 2 for being awesome, and I'm gonna put those into the brawl for Fang warning a Archon.
Ah. It's still a fucking badass thing to do, though.
Yeah.
Nom.
He has 12 fucking dice of Dex Melee on top of Celerity and I custom Discipline, so if he rolled to hit without activating any powers, it would be like 23 dice with a melee weapon.
Oh God.
Jesus. Fuck.
Okay.
Oh,
He is meant to be broken in case anyone complains. He's meant to be the quote-unquote one elder you don't fuck with to remind them that there are bigger fish.
oh no, I am not complaining. It's perfect. It's doing its job.
Well, that's a
Yeah,
crap
it's
roll.
not that bad.
It's fine. He only has 8 effective strength.
Only 8 effective strength.
Only 8.
Effective.
I mean, you don't know how much potency he has, Demi. So
The answer, I believe, do not fuck with him and do not get to know it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So 8 plus 8 for extra successes plus say 3 for weapons, so 19.
So
I'm
fun
just as
damage.
good as the ghoul, actually.
That's now Donald versus 1,000-year-old cunt. Who would win?
The 1,000-year-old cunt. Because the 1,000-year-old cunt, well, he wouldn't fuck around.
Yeah.
He would just spend 1 blood point for potence and he would go first. He might spend... Actually, he might spend 2 for the guaranteed hit using his custom thing.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
Oh god.
God bless.
And then it's just a film, a bloody film, just coating everything. Now, Thorbrand has one very important task he will be doing in the future. He will be enforcing his domain and making sure everyone understands that it's not to be fucked with.
So it's like a
he would
jackal
know
lord?
that.
Yes, except he's doing it right.
Question: where is his domain on the map?
Milnberg.
Milneberg. God bless that place.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Lest we forget that one time where Jax, who was a ghoul or whatever, almost drove into Milneberg.
And Milgeberg was the end of empires when empires die. Or Prince
mean,
die.
I
He
just
literally
love that fucking moment where they're discussing the scribes and this fucker just walks into Elysium and everyone, including the fucking players, go silent. We just hear Demi falling out of his chair.
it was perfect. Like, Siga Biatrong.
Yeah, I literally, okay, so I told you I have a tendency to scroll up and down, and as I'm scrolling down, I just see a familiar face. Wait 1 second, fuck.
It was perfect.
Now, then we have someone like Nassar here, who is a Assamite. Happily living in the city, he probably hasn't had any major jobs. Probably the Ravnos might have paid him once or twice to trail a mortal in terms of cash monies, but
Yeah, in game, I don't think any of us have really interacted with him. But if he's done things in the background, and I think you said he wasn't that old, like a neonate, he could get 5 XP or something.
Yeah, 5.
yeah, neonates would also gain more for passive time going on, but yeah, I think 5 is good, and if he's been breaking into things or making people quote-unquote vanish, maybe quite a stew.
Possibly.
What else does he have that might go up?
Stealth?
Strength.
Doesn't really use melee, so strength doesn't matter as much.
What's his stealth?
It's
Stealth.
good enough.
Stealth is at 4.
Never mind then.
His occult maybe, since he's been doing rituals.
He hasn't though.
Oh, he hasn't? Didn't say he trailed? Or do you mean
What?
like trail,
mean-
not ritual trail?
He's
Yeah.
not a sorcerer.
Yeah, he's not. I'm thinking
okay.
Quietus too.
Yeah.
Why
That
one,
is really a good staple
Yeah.
for Assassinites.
why 1 strength?
I mean, he has no use.
Because
for
he was probably a teenager when he was embraced, like 16. Hello, my little assassin boy.
it.
no.
I do not have anything against that.
No.
He, as far as his plans go, is probably try and show up at Elysiums to advertise, because business seems to have dried up and people aren't coming to him, and this isn't good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have Charlie.
He was what, a fucking like a Samedi merchant
Yeah.
guy?
Well, he's a mercenary, so he hasn't really been doing much. He's been just sitting it out, but I think he would try to, once he feels that things have calmed down, try to reintroduce himself to vampire society. He's mostly been securing his own stuff, and he probably wants to get access to cash resources as far as that goes, but as far as XP goes, I think he just gets to go fuck himself, honestly.
Yeah, he's not really young, is he?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough then.
He's old enough to melt your face.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Now, then we have someone else. We have Pamela. Pamela, who is an Ancilla.
But she
Yeah.
did do a lot of things.
Yeah.
She did do a lot of things. She's not that old for an Ancilla, and I'm just gonna heal her damage because I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be healed
Yeah.
somehow. She's sitting at 90. I'm thinking
10 maybe?
15. Because
Uh,
she's
Mm,
She's been
she
through
did
a-
some stuff.
she's
She
been
did.
through a roller coaster. She fought a werewolf. She's been involved with the prince, trying to get favors out of him just for the prince to fuck everything up for her.
And she met the asshole regent as well.
Yeah.
and got mind fucked.
Yeah.
Good mind fuck.
Yeah, 15 can work.
Yeah, 15 not acceptable.
She
That's been
tried to
generous.
use the shadows, I think, against the werewolves. It just didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? I don't think she's that political necessarily, and she's not that perceptive, so she wouldn't have necessarily picked that up. I'm debating between Mythoseria 2 and a dot of perception, or Mythoseria 3, sorry, and a dot of perception, or Obtenebration 4.
What will be her reason to get Obtenebration though?
Well, she's used it, she's fought with it, and
Yeah.
it was under highly emotional circumstances where it was like, ah!
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Then
Yeah.
again,
Clouds are nice.
what was
Gosh.
the goddamned what's his face? Shit, Mythoseria 3. I think it was Changeling War. That might have been Aura's absorption, right?
I can't open reference desk, I cry.
But I think she needs 2 perception, to be honest, more.
I
I mean, if she
mean,
gets Mythoseria 3,
yeah.
she can get perception up.
It's
Yeah.
our obstruction.
I mean,
20th anniversary.
I just ask you guys, is reference desk down for you guys as well, or is just me?
Use
Same.
the fucking book. Those
It's
are out of
down.
date.
The other day.
I will cut you, bitch.
Cut him.
It's aura absorption.
Yeah, reference desk is down.
Okay, so yeah, upping her perception because she's been blind to so much shit makes a certain amount of sense. So
Yeah, I mean, her level 2 is face sight. Level 3 is aura absorption.
as
Mm.
far as occult stuff goes, it depends. She might try to keep working with the Tremere, as stupid as that is,
Would
because
she?
because she has knowledge that they don't have, and she would try to keep trading for knowledge with them and other vampires. If she finds out that he stole her secrets, then he's gonna have an enemy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
would definitely be working with her.
Jack Calor is stupid enough to do it and reveal it.
I mean, I'd be working with her just because I don't want her to find out that I stole her shit.
She eventually will. She has.
Just-
She will corner you at some point.
Doesn't? No, not necessarily.
yeah, does not necessarily. Okay, then we have Jimmy. Jimmy's sitting at 80 XP. 5 maybe.
Yeah, 5. I know he's had some interactions with Bacon, and he might have had be doing some more financial things in the background, especially with more options. So I think 5.
I would say up his law to 3 because he's probably been working a lot on figuring out the implications and logistics of setting up an arms factory in the city. Well, Bacon's been
Yeah.
pissing it all away.
Yeah, I remember you also told that given they William the tolling off, who was more important. I remember that now.
Yeah, he did interact with William as well, that's true. Honestly, extra 2 XP can up his firearms too, because he might have been doing some research, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Actually, give me a second, no. Let's not do that, let's up his willpower to 3.
Yeah.
He
To
probably
3?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
he probably heard about the situation in the
I
city.
mean,
How much edge does this guy live on?
You don't know his Ravnos vice a lot. He is probably gonna desperately be trying to talk the prince into maintaining his power and trying to maintain the arms deal because he's probably already started moving his assets around.
He gonna get fucked so much.
He got so screwed over by that.
And you trust an elder. Heck.
Uh,
I should be probably writing these into handouts instead of on each sheet.
mm.
Easier to keep track of. So Mitchell. Hmm. Okay, so the Ravnos wants to do that. And Pamela is stupid enough to try and work with the Jackalore. Glorious, glorious news. So, while I copy these over, we have Mary, who has been busy making ammunitions and stuff in the background.
Yep.
Did she actually go to meet Jackalore, or did she just ignore him?
She
No.
went to meet me.
Yeah, she went.
did?
I don't
She
remember
did.
seeing that at all.
Yeah,
I think it
I-
was in passing. Oh, right, she was like, I can't give you explosives without the prince's permission. I'm not that
Yeah.
stupid, you asshole.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
don't think, so I don't think it's going to have any interaction with Jackalore.
Just to ask, how old? Is she old or is she what?
She is not an Ancilla yet.
Okay, if she's done some crafting and in the background and had some incense, some interaction, and working hard, maybe 5 experience.
I think 10. Because she has
Yeah.
interacted with some cons, had some learnable moments, and
And she probably has some more interaction with younger vampires in general.
There's also that, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, 10 could work. And possibly upping her craft if it's not
No.
already 5 or 4.
She doesn't need more craft.
I don't know. I'm not looking at the sheets.
I know.
so 10 XP. Where would we put it?
Come on.
If she has been interacting with a lot, maybe politics in a sense.
She hasn't been interacting a lot. She's been interacting with 2 very asshole-ish people, some. Well, and Andy, etc., funneling munitions to the guys, but... I think she might have had a learnable moment with Jackalore, actually. And she might have learned Empathy 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Papa bless.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Mm.
So, let's up that. She has 7 left. I think we gave her an extra 1 at some point. Actually, no, she had 1 unspent from character creation, that's right.
How many people did order the silver bullets from her?
She's just been making them at the prince's behest. He
Yeah.
gets to this. She was just like, I'm gonna check with the prince first before making stuff for
Fair enough.
anyone. At least anything, super dangerous. And the prince was the only one that asked for silver. Jackalore asked for explosives, and she was just like, yeah, no.
I don't blame her.
I will not make
Neither
anything
do I.
much of it.
Jackalore, just do what the mages did. Magic nuke everything. It's fine.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, it's nuke.
This is why I don't take advice from you, Steve.
Andy probably wouldn't have shared much with her. I'm thinking a dot of etiquette makes sense, upping it to 2 because she has had practice with that.
Yeah.
She has met some very influential people, so I would guess
Yeah.
that.
And by that,
She's-
you mean cunts, of course.
Pretty
If
much.
she's trying to survive in the political aspect and not get fucked by people like Jackalore,
let's give her her first dot of firearms because she probably has disassembled the gun and tried to perfect the bullet to make sure it actually, works properly within a gun.
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
that leaves her with 2 XP, right?
Yeah,
How much
Wow.
willpower does she have?
plenty.
So do we save the 2 XP or does it go on something for like level 2?
I mean,
Sure.
Probably save it, to be honest.
yeah.
Might go for streetwise because
Yeah, that would make sense for her.
She
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to try and become an arms dealer or something.
she already is an arms dealer.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why.
for
That's
the
a
more
good-
money.
The sheriff is like, who is this bitch? Oh, right. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, streetwise too.
Yeah, streetwise. That isn't the streetwise.
Okay. Well, her business is sad because whoever the new prince is, she's already established her contacts and she has her foot in the door, at least as far as she's concerned. And she has a few mortal sources, so she's well set to try and raise her resource base.
Mhm.
So that brings us to the Malkavians.
Evolve,
Oh,
God bless.
Jesus, fuck.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, okay. Alda has been through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has been through a lot of
She
shit.
has been
So
there
much.
for fucking everything. I think 20 XP is...
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
20.
At minimum.
20 XP, yeah.
Jesus, fuck.
Literally fucked a demon. Not many vampires can say that.
I mean, there are only 2 vampires who can say that, and they had a threesome with one.
Yeah. Even less people can say that.
I think first things first, we up her to average intelligence because at this point she has to have learned.
She must have learned having sex with demons
Jesus.
is bad.
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, she may go.
Instead of intelligence, you know what I feel like would fit her more? I'm not sure what her wits is, but maybe a higher wits?
She's already at 4. She hasn't
never
fucked no
mind.
wits.
Never
I-
mind then.
I feel like she needs to level up her occult. To be honest.
Actually,
Yeah.
she doesn't. She has done nothing to raise that, but I'm gonna raise
Yeah.
her appearance because she wants to look nice for Teddy and has been trying really hard.
Oh, yeah,
Especially when there's also that chick that apparently it's really, really nice and shit. And needs to be rivaled with.
Not necessarily. I don't think Florin is that high. Florin's at 3 normally. She doesn't have the most perfect vessel.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to... I mean, there's perverts everywhere. She doesn't need a better one than that.
Yeah.
So, Waldeck has been using the network a lot. I think a first data awareness is justified.
Yeah.
So, a 7. And she has been put into a leadership position and she has been trying to lead while Mommy Vivian looks over her shoulder at every turn.
Would she get her clan status up by that?
She already did for getting put in that position by Vivian's endorsement. If she does well enough through the downtime, she might get that up further, but clan status is a more global thing, so we'll see. She might.
Awesome. Alright, fair enough.
Like, Demi has like 3 clan status, and he's not quite a legend among the gangrel, but people... A random gangrel has a pretty high chance, if he's been a gangrel for, 10-15 years, to just randomly, oh yeah, that guy, I've heard about him. He's a pervert.
Better remember as a pervert than a no one, aka William.
Okay, that does mean she does not have enough left over at this point for extra disciplines, but that's alright. Disciplines aren't the end-all be-all. I think a dot of stealth bringing her to 2 makes sense.
Yeah. Good stealth is nice.
So, she has a pretty decent rating in that now. Occult, not so much unless Teddy has been telling her stories the whole time, so just generally speaking, no. But yeah. Leadership. Right, I was talking about topping that. I didn't yet, but I was talking about it. So let's do that now. Which brings her to more or less everything, I believe. Hope I didn't fuck this up for her. But fuck it. I'm not gonna recount it now. If some of you watch me closely, double check my math. Make sure that I'm not fucking it up. Then we have Leslie, the clown girl.
She hasn't been interacted with much, has she?
No, I don't
I
think
interacted
so.
with her once, but that was only in passing.
She has been essentially, well, actually,
Didn't
she probably
split
has
with
been.
Teddy?
She's been actually. How does she earn her cash? Did I note that? No, I had an idea for this.
From clowning around?
No, she wouldn't. That's too many people who don't clown right. She's probably banned from circuses.
Oh. Didn't she use the
Children's
Malkav network at one
birthdays.
point?
She did. I'm trying to figure out how much she would have done in the background on her own, because we need to first decide how much XP she has to work with.
She makes money by, going on, what's it called? Acting at the children's birthday parties.
Nah, not with 3
No.
resources. Is she...
Really rich children.
Oh, I think I know what I meant for her to be. With what I've put on her. She's like a private investigator. She's probably just been busy learning the local streets and establishing mortal clients, etc. A vampire with Dominate and a dot of Auspex can go a long ways, especially if they also have Obfuscate as a private eye.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember to, give the clown nose a squeeze in your pocket before you enter the crime scene. For luck.
Oh, goodness.
Man.
I'm thinking 10.
Private detectives are really eccentric nowadays, aren't they?
Shh! Don't disturb her. She's looking at the pie. You don't want to attract attention right now.
Squeeze the clown noises. She does milk noises.
Let's see. Well, she does have Dominate 3, but assuming that she has been doing a lot of investigation, I think a dot of awareness and a second dot of Auspex makes sense, because Milk Network, etc., that entire shebang.
What she's been doing as her job.
And maybe a dot of larceny for breaking into shit. That doesn't matter as much when you have Obfuscate.
Yeah.
Suddenly she actually looks mildly competent. Auspex 2, Dominate 3, Obfuscate 2. Scary bitch. Oh right, and 5 dots of manipulation. It's like, Mortal, lean in closer. Yes, just tell me your secrets. What did you do last night? No, you didn't. You were with your mother. You will remember your childhood. Mortal's face goes white. Please no. Don't make me think that. Christ. Then we have Bobby. Bobby has been doing a lot of stuff in the background. And he has learned a lot of things, some to his detriment. I'm thinking 20. Because Bobby is a disciplined prodigy for Auspex, and he amuses himself by sneaking near important people and reading their minds for secrets, which is why he has political influence. He knows where the bodies are buried. Sometimes literally.
In terms of where the XP would go, maybe politics and occult.
More obfuscate.
He doesn't really give a fuck about politics is the thing. He doesn't think in those terms. To him, it's just secrets.
What is his nature?
You can see it on screen. I'm not gonna tell the
Fair enough.
peeps. Oh my god. He has like a roll of 10 on telepathy. I really went in for this, fucking mind reader bullshit hard.
Probably want
good.
some willpower then.
He has enough.
Okay.
He doesn't usually read vampires is the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, he's smart like that.
He has mortal influence. No resources, but dots of influence because he's just like, oh, you seem like an interesting person. Oh, look at that suit. Oh, what are you doing with the mayor's wife? That's not what a police chief should do. Oh, no. You have children.
Chris, you would love Obfuscate 3.
Would he?
I mean, if he can get to more acting, he can do a lot of fun shit with all the information he has gotten. With what his nature is.
I don't. That's
Or
the
is
thing.
it not that type of person?
No, he wouldn't give a fuck. He just. This is a tough one. He picks up a lot of random facts. I'm gonna give him Dementation 3. It makes sense for him to pick that
Yes,
up.
it does. Yes,
I
it
think
does. I might have accidentally buffed Epic with the Malclan because they're all neonates, which means they can adapt. Mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the dice said so. You can't really change what the dice say.
I'm not sure I rolled for every clan here. I think I decided some of them randomly. Without rolling for it. I started that after I had made most of these characters. And I generally probably won't start doing that for the main campaigns either. Shit. How does Bobby feel about demons coming after him?
Probably get 1 point in religious.
Jackalor, roll me a luck die for Bobby for something.
Why does it have to be
Okay.
Jackalor?
Give him more stealth.
Hey, it's an 8!
True
Okay.
faith, isn't it?
We're gonna say that he has found a gangrel willing to teach him the first level of fortitude at this point.
Fortitude?
Yeah, we're gonna say that he owes like some kind of a boon to one of the gangrel here. Probably not Maxim. We can say he owes like a... Shit, how likable is Bobby? Not very, so a moderate boon to Archie.
Ooh,
Ooh.
spicy boy.
Moderate from Bobby to Archie. There we go.
Man, the booms are just adding up.
I mean, this is a city's worth of trading. It has begun.
The stock market is crashing.
I mean, you know what the real fun part is? It's when I go look through the NPCs and see, oh, I can trace a path through here, here, and here. Oh, yeah. Love that. Yeah. The boon is being called in. Maxim wants you to do this thing for him.
What?
Try not to have any boons. They can be traded around.
Don't forget to fix the XP.
Yes.
0 left.
Yep.
Man, getting out of plan is expensive.
It is, but he would know how powerful fortitude is. He has enough occult for that, and if he ever gets caught in the crossfire with Teddy being involved with crazy kind of shit, he's smart enough to see a couple of moves ahead, and it's like, this could explode. This might be good to have.
It's like me. I bought fortitude for a reason.
By the way, just a side note, Jack, I need to ask you something. Did you get a new microphone? Because it's much more cleaner.
No, it's just me being in a different room.
Fair enough.
Okay, in terms of plans, what would be Walda's plans here? Walda's plans are probably to consolidate plan. In general, just establish the stuff. She wouldn't be trying to ally with out-of-clan peoples.
Yeah.
Not
She doesn't
yet.
have much relationship with out-of-clan people, does she?
She's 2 steps bloodbound to you. Fucking excuse me?
No. You know, the happening with the Bruja and then Nosferatu.
I mean, she does have that. I think Bobby wants to get rid of, wants to repay Boone somehow. Because he doesn't want that over his head. Leslie.
I do owe a trivial boon to him.
To who?
Bobby.
You.
What for?
I asked him for his help with finding epic ones.
I do it for free. You have to pay.
You know, they like you, Demi.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
That is. Oh my fucking god.
Oh no.
I want to kill myself now.
I don't get it.
Oh. This is the kind of thing that might get traded around. Archie might end up holding that trivial boon.
Oh, God. Okay. Wait, would a trivial boon be enough for though?
It's enough to annoy him.
That's the main thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Christ. Okay, Bobby wants to repay that. That's good. Okay, moving on to Tyrone. Actually, let's see. Bobby, Leslie, yes, I need to write down what Leslie wants. Leslie wants to help build a community that functions. Much like what Vivian wants, for her own reasons. Yeah, Bobby doesn't really have long-term plans, other than learning more fortitude when he can.
Fun.
And you should probably get some more stealth.
Uh,
I mean, if you look at his stealth.
Not all mounts are gonna focus on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he likes sneaking around was the thing.
With Obfuscate too, mortals can't see him. He doesn't break into their houses, he's just like on the streets in a good part of town going, ooh, I wonder what they're thinking, ooh, I wonder what they're thinking. You know, he's that kind of a cunt. He's just
sitting there on a park bench.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just drinking a cup of wine.
Let all the people come to him, rather than have to go search them out.
Discipline prodigy Auspex. Nobody's brain is safe.
Not if he actually wants to get into there.
I mean, it's just mortals, right?
I mean, mostly, but he read Teddy's brain at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
Notice. It's fine.
Okay, so Tyrone. Tyrone helped in the taking over city, but that's taken care of in tradition, in his own, stuff. Shit.
He isn't doing much.
He
Like, at
hasn't
all.
done much. He's actually has Clan Enmity Nosferatu, so I'm gonna say that he has done things mostly involving hiding like a bitch. In case that one Nosferatu, who is a really cut a bitch asshole, finds him, because that would be bad, okay?
What did it
Yep.
cause to get hated?
Probably planted a bomb with the wrong fuse, which is why there's only 3 Nosferatu instead of 4.
Oh, he's gonna get shanked.
Yeah.
It was an accident, honest! I didn't mean to botch! You should have spent willpower, bitch.
Willpower.
It's fine, he has retainers, he has guards. Oh, and he has paranoia. Oh, I know what he did. He plants bombs around his haven and a Nosferatu died trying to sneak in.
You're creating an allied.
I mean, you get what you deserve when you keep.
It's his derangement! I'm sorry. Oh, and he has... Oh, yeah. Shit. There's flame traps everywhere. He probably has a couple of very, very careful ghouls.
Yeah, otherwise he wouldn't be having any goals, would he?
I mean, they learn quickly when the first few die.
Yep. When they see their other ghoul mates die, I will learn from his mistakes.
Or
Okay,
die.
so, let's see. What has he done? He's been at a couple of meetings and that's it.
Probably dominate?
No, he doesn't have Dominate. I mean, in terms of XP, what he should have. He does have status because he did help blow up a bunch of Sabbat taking over. Debating between 5 and 10, I think I have to go with 5, even though he's semi-young. Just because he's hiding doesn't mean they're hunting them and there's genuine interaction, right? Oh. He has an intelligence of 1 and an excellent education in making traps and making explosives. He knows everything about chemistry while being dumb as a brick. He has read all the books. He knows all the recipes. He is an allied. One
I was
intelligence and 4 in science and 4 in craft. Do the math. Fucking insane physical stats. Light sleeper and early riser, probably because of the paranoia. Fuck me. Oh Jesus, fuck, what is this shit?
It's intelligent, that's for sure.
What did you do, Chris? Good God.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I get to watch it. It's fine. It's fun. It's players suffer. Today I'm
Okay,
not a player.
let's... Shit. What do I bloody give him? Oh, I know what I'll give him. I'm just gonna give him 2 dots of melee to use with his physical stats because he's like, I know they're coming for me. They're gonna catch up with me soon. I must practice.
It's just paranoid behind the door. Open that door.
I mean,
swear.
one of these days the Nosferatu will come for him because apparently he blew one of them up.
I mean, was it his fault? Or was it the Nazis' fault?
It doesn't matter. The Nosferatu tend to stick together more than virtually any other clan.
Yeah.
Tyrone wants to be safe from the Nosferatu.
I wonder what.
Oh, Jack.
Will try to buddy with Toreador. There we go.
Do they have that enough politics for that?
It's common knowledge.
Yeah.
And
Fine.
the Malks talk amongst themselves, so they kind of have an idea what happened in the Primogen meeting with her screaming for an execution.
Oh god.
Dear God.
Jeanette. Jeanette works as a medium and has participated in some things. Not very smart either. There's a lot of stupid Malks. I would really went hard for this neonate idiots thing.
You want
Yeah,
to
you
give
did.
trouble to Epic.
Yeah, probably.
And let's see. She has done a bit, and she has, I think, in 10 XP. Most of what she has done has been on screen, or you at least have an idea as to what she's been doing, but she has done a few things and she's witnessed a lot. So let's see, what bears up in here? She works as... She has good awareness. I think since she works as a fake psychic, Spirit's Touch. Because
Yeah, that's a really good one.
she's a fake... She's a real psychic masquerading as a fake psychic. It's fucking amazing.
Yep.
She masquerades as a fake psychic, but actually she's psychic. I mean, what's the better disguise? What could you possibly have?
Holy crap, I'm gonna roll her Eyes of Chaos rolls to see if she can up her resource, because she gets a lot of money from rich idiots when her predictions come true. Holy crap, she has like 8 dots of subterfuge, so she makes herself look fake, but inside, they know that it might just be real.
Like, she gives a few false ones, a few good ones. And then she's like, if you give me some more money, I can give you some bigger predictions. But she
What
gets enough good
does
visions.
Jeanette want? Jeanette wants to oust Walda as Teddy's favorite.
The game of Teddy.
Time to sharpen those knives.
This
The
is like
harem
Game of
expands.
Game of Thrones, but better.
Yeah, except everybody wants to sit on me.
You should have
The
become
Iron Teddy.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's like a game show host. Pick your number.
Okay. And then we have Byron, who we almost forgot.
Is he just gonna stay in torpor or something?
I feel sorry for Byron. I really do.
I don't. Byron
Same, I
Bacon
don't.
was gonna give him back to Vivian
Why would he ever do that is beyond me.
to get her goodwill.
He doesn't like to.
Fuck her goodwill, man. He needs to die as a monster.
Question:
You
did
don't
he also
understand.
seen the Vivian's sire being killed?
No, he was tortured at the
Yeah,
time.
his thing ended when he tortured Vivian.
So he gets 5 XP for torturing Vivian.
I think he gets 10 because he burned shortly, but he burned brightly.
Like
Yeah.
a true Sabbath.
Yep.
Yeah. This is why he needs to be put down.
He, other than Vivian, might just be the most experienced Malkavian. He's ahead of Walda by... Now, he's a lot ahead of Walda. Someone was at 60, I think, here. Was it
Oh,
Bobby? I think Bobby
yeah,
hit
it's-
60.
It's Bobby. The
Bobby's
guy
at
who was
60,
Archie's.
and Byron is at 62 now.
I think
That's
he
why
needs
we
more
keep him.
self-control.
He's a weapon.
No. Bacon bad.
You could use him to train that Simitzi.
No.
He can... Byron can use his meat to train some more.
What would Byron get?
Awesome.
I think a dot of self-control for intense regrets,
Yeah.
and a dot of
Yeah.
brawl for being
Please, no.
amazing.
No.
Yep.
No.
3 XP left.
Willpower?
Etiquette for having learned how these meets are supposed to go. And does he warrant a shift in his derangement?
Well, his derangement was what, hysteria?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking god, Vivian's like the most innocent thing ever. He was going for the prince. He gets split personality. He gets a bad side he can blame it on, I think.
Oh, that's the perfect escapism tool.
That is the perfect tone.
Penitent and monster for natures.
For the other personality?
Well,
One
he
is
is already
monster.
penitent, so he's gonna get a monster personality he can switch to. Oh my fucking god, when he's confronted with what he did in any real way, that's his trigger. He shifts to the monster, is like, yes, I did it! I'm the monster you want me to be, die!
I need to put it down now.
It's like the Beauty and the Beast. In
Jekyll
one.
and Hyde, more like.
But I mean, he's penitent. He didn't want to hurt anybody innocent.
He's got 1 point in appearance. That is Beauty.
He's like, I didn't mean to let my evil twin out. Sometimes he just takes over. It was his fault.
You know, all
Just
that time imprisoned. Did
let
something.
let him have fun with the gangrel for a while.
No, I'm letting him just go on Vivian. He's your fucking thing, Epic. Now I don't give a fuck.
You know, when Vivian walks into your throne room with Byron holding a bone sword, he's like, I'm gonna be the prince now, Halfdan. Byron, get him. You're gonna be fucking sorry.
Oh god, I can't wait.
That's not gonna happen.
And he still has short fuse. That flaw ain't going away.
Fuck you.
Listen, now you feel how it is for the elders to deal with bullshit players who take stupid flaws that fuck up everything forever.
Don't blame Jackler's mistakes on us.
How is
Squirrelor.
Fuck you.
how is Jackalaw still alive? That is one thing in this campaign.
It sheer dumb luck. And elders are hard off. It's neonates that you can get away with killing easily.
I swear, fucking Jackler has dark fate. It's like he's gonna get fucked over and over and over and barely not die.
Jackler, you want to take the Dark Fate flaw and spend some freebies? Or Cursed, maybe.
He's AFK.
Well, then he misses the chance. Fuck him.
All Infernalist.
What would Byron try to do? Byron wants to kill his evil twin.
And what does his evil twin want to do?
Jump into the sunlight.
I mean, come on. It's a split personality. The monster wants something to.
He wants to consume and rape and murder.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Jackalor, Byron gets a split personality for his new main derangement.
Oh, good.
Good.
So he now thinks that his evil twin ripped Riven apart. His guilt has manifested as fucking...
His evil twin wants to create more beautiful creatures.
But he's still
More
His
difficult.
evil twin is addicted to diablerie, excuse me very much.
Yeah.
There's a tasty William who's on the floor. Young.
You know, that might be an additional trigger. Depending on how gruesomely William has been down, that might be enough of a reminder to trigger him. I think for him, since he tries to fight his evil twin, for him it would be a willpower roll whenever he's triggered. To prevent it from coming out, because it's such a bad thing when it does come out. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna need to make an extra sheet and have them develop in completely separate areas, because these are not split personalities that are still semi the same person. They're gonna split completely.
Yes.
Yes, they split into two.
So at some point, is Byron perfectly normal? Someone says, "Hey, remember that kerfuffle at the meet?" Byron goes still. All humanity drains out of his face. He's now in his white mode. Ooh.
Damn.
I mean, even if you're a monster, you shouldn't go white. Come on.
Eventually he would, and here's it. Then he just stumbles into Halfdan's throne room. Quick! Quick! It's about Malkavian! Fucking the others! He just killed Vivian! He killed everyone!
Ah, lovely.
See, that's why I want to keep Byron.
To keep Halfdan away.
I think with this, I'm gonna actually split the recording because we have finally reached the end of the Malkavians. And we can move on to the vent route in the next one.